Hello friends, welcome back to Hyper4Games. My name is Joseph and today on PlayStation News we are sticking only to Sony related news with the company skipping Gamescom. The new Sony InZone hardware event is confirmed. Sony Santa Monica may be teasing more about God of War Ragnarok. Scalpers having a hard time selling The Last of Us Part 1 and more. Let's get into them. Sony is the latest company to get out of the upcoming Gamescom event following other companies like Nintendo and Activision. After being held virtually for the past couple of years due to the pandemic, the event is returning as in-person but not many publishers will be attending. This means there probably won't be any PlayStation first-party reveals at Geoff Keighley's opening night live. The guy managed to get The Last of Us remake reveal for the Summer Game Fest this month, and in 2019 Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart gameplay debuted at opening night live. Gamescom is set in late August, so if Sony follows what is being rumored, having a God of War State of Play in late June and a showcase in September, it makes sense they skip the Cologne event. As for Gamescom, there should be plenty of PlayStation games announced or shown by indie developers and third party. Speaking of events, there's confirmation by Sony themselves for an event this June 28 to find your new zone. This is related to the headsets and monitors leaked this week. 3 new InZone headsets H3, H7 and H9, plus a 4K 144Hz and a Full HD 240Hz monitors under the same line. Insider Tom Henderson confirmed this event won't have the PS5 Pro controller rumored to be revealed soon, but instead Sony will announce a partnership with Valorant. Is Valorant getting announced for PS4 and PS5? Well, no. As I mentioned in the previous video, these new hardware accessories are part of the Sony Electronics lineup, not PlayStation, so they're likely targeting other gamers as well. It's weird they are doing a new gaming line when they already have one, but who knows. All the products will be touted as perfect for PS5, so there's still that cross-branding. I'm very interested in the new monitors if the price is right. Let's continue talking about hardware as PlayStation VR2 still doesn't have a launch date, but according to insider Tom Henderson, it's still on the map for a Q1 2023 launch. He replied to someone else on Twitter that he's heard the schedule has not changed, but is looking for a newer update. And we'll have that here, so if you're interested in PlayStation news, consider subscribing for more. The new PlayStation Plus is now out for Europe, the Middle East, Australia and New Zealand, completing the full rollout for the service in all PSN territories worldwide. A few things to point out of that. PS1 classics as expected are running off the PAL versions at a slower 50Hz, but PlayStation Europe has announced they are planning to roll out NTSC options for all regions, which is good news. The service in these regions is lacking several games in comparison to the US, and most of them are from the PS3 streaming in Premium. PushSquare points out that 71 games that are US exclusive, which is weird, but hopefully more will launch soon. There's not much joining the service today, but a new PSP is now added with the Stardust Portable, however it doesn't have trophies even if it is a Sony published game. With the launch out of the way, the next updates for the service will happen on July 5th for all users with the essential games, and on July 19 when we'll have a straight debut for Extra, Deluxe and Premium. The upcoming Gran Turismo 7 patch has been detailed over at the PlayStation blog. Patch 1.17 adds the Suzuki V6 Escudo Pikes Peak Special 98, the Suzuki Vision Gran Turismo GR3 version, and the 1932 Ford Roadster. It also adds a new course in the Watkins Glen International and 3 new menus in the Gran Turismo Cafe to access the Toyota 86 and Honda Type R collections unlocked at Collector Level 20, and the Rotary Engine collection which opens at Level 32. Suckerpunch still doesn't confirm what they're working on next, but they're recruiting for several positions that may give us a hint. They are looking for a technical combat designer and senior combat designer to oversee new and tight combat systems, and a mission designer to thread a series of missions into an engaging emotional tale. There are also positions for a multiplayer project such as an encounter designer and a senior multiplayer mission designer to build missions that combine challenging combat encounters and co-op mechanics. Other positions required include artists, animators, and programmers, and a good amount of them suggest having knowledge of previous Suckerpunch games. Suckerpunch is expected to be working on a narrative open world game that sounds definitely like a Ghost of Tsushima sequel, alongside a multiplayer project that could be a new version of Legends. Is Sony Santa Monica teasing something about God of War? This one is interesting because the studio jumped on Twitter this Wednesday to wish a happy birthday to Laia de Leon Hayes. In case you don't know her, she performs Angerboda in God of War Ragnarok.
You'll get your answer soon enough.
They opened the tweet with her line from the previous trailer, but it's interesting they're saying we'll get our answer soon enough, with the rumors of a God of War State of Play happening soon that is set to announce the game's launch date. What do you think? Are they teasing something else, or are we taking away too much from this tweet? Let us know in the comments below. The Last of Us Part 1 Firefly Edition, the priciest version available for the game, was sold out at PlayStation Direct within the first 24 hours since the game was revealed, and as you would guess, they are already appearing on eBay for more than 4 times the price. PlayStation Lifestyle points out that outside of that announcement window, it seems people are not buying from Scalpers, with sales flatlining since. It could be a mix of eBay's new policies, apathy for the special edition contents, or people simply not playing these guys' games anymore. I think it could be restocked at some point since they never mention it's a limited time release, so maybe you can wait instead of paying that insane amount of money for one game. And those are all our stories for today on this episode of PlayStation News. Do you think Sony will have a showcase later in the year and that's why they are skipping Gamescom? Are you interested in the rumored headsets or monitors coming from Sony? Did you pre-order The Last of Us Part 1 Firefly Edition? Share your thoughts on any of these stories in the comments below, like or dislike to share your feedback, check out other videos you may enjoy while you're here, and consider subscribing for more PlayStation content. Thank you so much for watching, my name is Joseph, this is Hype for Games, and let's get hype!